It is a very special Football Friday here on Jocks. This is Three-Man Front. Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad with you until 2 o'clock. We have got the Egg Bowl coming up in less than an hour. We will have continuous updates of what's going on over in Stark Vegas, Mississippi. It's already been a wild morning over there. Lane Kiffin was doing an interview on the SEC network, and he says during the interview that Mississippi State fans broke into the Ole Miss locker room at 3 o'clock this morning and stole quarterback Trinidad Chambliss's jersey. Lane Kiffin says he knows this because they had set up cameras in the dressing room, so they have got them red-handed.
To catch a thief.
That's right.
That's great. It takes me back to, Pat, you remember Saved by the Bell, Valley High, when they used to go and pull the pranks on Bayside the week of the big game?
Mm-hmm. There was always a big one. Slater and company used to do all sorts of shenanigans.
So they stole his jersey.
Yeah, stole his jersey.
I'm sure that there's been teams at halftime after watching Trinidad Chambliss for a half of football that probably thought about just maybe stealing him and hiding him somewhere for the final 30 minutes.
All eyes will be on the postgame for numerous reasons. One, can Ole Miss punch their ticket to the college football playoff? It's the biggest game in the history of Ole Miss football, period. If Ole Miss wins, they have an outside shot of going to the SEC championship game, depending on certain things that could happen either tonight and tomorrow. But Ole Miss, with a win, they will be one of the SEC's representatives in the college football playoff. Then it begs the question, based on the people from LSU, they still feel really good about Lane Kiffin being the next head coach at Ole Miss. So I'm going to throw this out. If Lane Kiffin wins today, which they're favored by 7.5 points, and he decides to notify Ole Miss that he is going to explore options and he is not going to be the head coach at Ole Miss in 2026. And let's just say he maybe tells Keith Carter, based on some players that I've spoken with, I'm not sure if these players are going to opt in for the college football playoff. So if that were to happen, how do you think Ole Miss handles that? Do you think they take kindly to a potential threat by the players to walk out if Lane Kiffin is not their coach? What do you think Ole Miss does?
It's a really, really tough spot. But if you're going to put me in that spot knowing the circumstances, no. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I agree with you 100%. I would lose by 50 in the college football playoff before I would be held hostage to a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that's being used as a pawn by Lane Kiffin.
Right.
No way. No shape or form.
We actually had the discussion last night. Got my sister-in-law. She went to Ole Miss, and have another cousin who's going to Mississippi State. She's about to go, but the Ole Miss folks in the room, anyways, and there were 2 or 3. They both agreed, no, don't let him coach another game. If that's the case,
right? They
would rather Ole Miss lose, and that's just a 3-person opinion from the Ole Miss side. But they would rather Ole Miss lose than know that was taking place, and you allowed them to do that.
We have talked about this with multiple guests this week. To me, the side story will be how this is handled after the game. One way or another, there are people like Trey Wallace, they're going to want to ask questions. They're there for a particular reason. They want to find out exactly. Now, the season is officially over today by what? 2:30?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then at that point in time, if anybody wants to ask a question about his future, that's legitimate. So what does he say? And do they have something laid out to where, okay, tomorrow at 10 a.m., we're going to have this announcement? Or is this going to be based on Lane Kiffin's social media? Now, you see what I'm saying? I mean, is this an organized announcement? Is this something that is going to happen organically? Somebody needs to explain that.
If he announces that he's going somewhere else, we don't expect him to say where that potential place would be in that press conference, right? But he could.
He could.
But if he doesn't, Pat, if he says, I'm going somewhere else, I just know that I'm not going to be here next year. Appreciate it. All of that. That being said, how much of a buffer do we get between that press conference we're going to get this afternoon, supposedly, and the announcement of new school?
And keep in mind, if you want to go back and do a YouTube search on when Lane Kiffin left Tennessee, how he came back into the room and did an impromptu press conference about him leaving, which everyone told him not to do, but he did it anyway. I mean, Lane is his own man. I mean, he's going to do whatever Lane wants to do. And that's obvious by what's been going on this week.
Do you think Lane is still set in what he wants to do?
I don't think it would be safe for anyone to say that Lane is going to do this or not do that. I mean, I think
most people have that friend. I've got a friend like that where it would have to be a daily check-in to see what he wants to do with the rest of his life.
I mean, I know that the people down in Louisiana, they think that it's been done for a while. They feel extremely confident that it's done. Florida has been pivoting. They've been trying to interview other people. The problem for Florida now is with Eli Drinkwitz getting a 6-year contract extension. Clark Lee announced this morning he's got a new 6-year contract extension. That pool was already shallow to begin with, and all indications are that John Sumrall is still on top of the list for the Auburn job. He's going to be off the table. So where are these schools going to go to find their so-called big-name coach?
Well, that was the fear with Florida. It's thought that they would swing big for Kiffin. Apparently they have, and based on what we know, they've missed. So who is that next guy? Is it a Cliff Kingsbury? Is it potentially
Possibly
a Lincoln Riley that somebody's been flirting behind the scenes and hasn't made it public yet? Maybe so, but I have just had this gut feeling since the beginning, Pat, that Scott Strickland, they were going to swing at Lane. If they didn't get him, then it was going to be underwhelming, the next guy.
So we will give you updates from the Egg Bowl, which starts at 11 o'clock, and then at 2:30 this afternoon, you got Georgia Tech. Then tonight, you got Texas A&M. So you got 3 rivalry games going on in the Southeastern Conference, and all of them have something attached to them potentially for the college football playoff. So that's very interesting. One guy that will not be up for a head coaching position around the Southeastern Conference is Alabama wide receiver coach Jamarcus Shepard. He has been named this morning as the new head coach of the Oregon State Beavers.
Good for him.
So he is going back out west. He's 42 years old. He signs a 5-year deal with Oregon State. He's been Kalen DeBoer's wide receiver coach, even back in Washington. Here's a guy that was making $1.1 million in Tuscaloosa. He will now get to deal with the headache that is the brand new Pac-12 in Oregon State. So,
well, I'm sure though, check a box professionally, and you could be taking over a worse program. It's not in the best shape in the world, but Oregon State, they've had some history here recently. Hasn't been a terrible job. It's just unfortunate they're no longer linked to the conference they used to be linked to.
Yeah, Smith did a really nice job there. Unfortunately for Smith, he's going to get fired at Michigan State here pretty soon.
And he's going to get paid. How much money is – well, I guess they didn't have to pay all of that Mel Tucker, most of that.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker.
Yeah, it's been a problem there in East Lansing. The availability report for the Iron Bowl, it's been something that we've been watching the last couple of days. And it was something that was feared in Tuscaloosa, and it became a reality that Josh Cuevas will not play in the Iron Bowl. That is one of Ty Simpson's big safety valves, Conrad, and that's a big blow to the Alabama offense. Not saying that they don't have other tight ends, but that has been a banged-up position. Cuevas has been one of those go-to guys. He is not available. Neither is their third-string running back.
Yeah, Kevin Riley. Yeah, I would say I think you can make an argument that this year, besides Jeremy, Cuevas has probably been the most important pass catcher for Alabama because, like you said, right, he's been the guy in, particular third down situations, fourth down situations, times where Alabama has to get a little creative with the play calling. It's been Cuevas a lot of those situations that's come through. So, yeah, your Caleb Edwards of the world are going to have to step up. We saw the freshman Pritchett last week against Eastern Illinois. Obviously very intentional to get some of those guys reps last week because someone's going to have to step up for Alabama. And I think a lot of those guys have a ton of potential, but, going to get thrown to the fire a little bit on Saturday. So that is a big loss for Alabama.
And meanwhile, the Auburn availability report, it's pretty simple rating. Sylvester Smith, he's going to be out of the first half because of a targeting situation. But from an injury standpoint, Auburn pretty healthy. Obviously, you already know the players that was already going to be out anyway for the season. So Auburn's coming into the game healthy. So that game, of course, tomorrow night. Bama currently, that line keeps fluctuating. It had gotten up to 6.5. It's now to 5.5 as we speak from a Vegas perspective. We will have our bet it or forget it coming up next hour. Molly and Landrum are now currently tied for the lead. Conrad's in last place.
That's right.
And for those watching on YouTube, would you like to explain what's going on in the other room?
Nope.
Molly, would you like to explain?
Oh no, he's just shy. He's humble. He knows how good he looks.
He looks
looks
good.
great.
Conrad,
This was part of the Thanksgiving
you pull it off.
donations that we got last week for the food drive, and if y'all reached a certain mark, I had to wear Auburn face paint and a Cam Newton jersey.
I just love how
I
the
am
glitter shines on his
Currently
face.
wearing for the next 4 hours.
We've got one of the biggest Auburn fans, Don, came by to say hello to us.
Looks like he's a member of the Auburn pit crew there.
I know he's
Yeah.
all geared up in
Nice.
Auburn gear.
Yeah.
Don just hollered. How does Conrad look in his Cam Newton jersey?
He's great. He's going to have to wear it every day next week when we beat him.
There you go.
Wow.
I heard
Congratulations, Conrad. You have your own audience behind you there.
Hey, I heard Don's prediction this morning on the Damian Mitchell show with special guest Conrad Van Order. He says that Auburn will win on a last-second pick six by Auburn.
Oh,
How about
okay.
that?
Six instead of kick six.
Pick six instead of a kick six.
A pick six.
Yeah. How about that?
Pat, by the way, you don't have to be an Ole Miss. That's a really good looking hoodie.
I appreciate that.
But today, does it take you back to your childhood in Tupelo, getting on the train and
Getting on the train.
and riding?
I was getting on the stagecoach.
riding to Jackson.
That was a stagecoach. What are you talking
going
about?
to watch this game.
A stagecoach, man. A team of mules would
Yes.
drive us down to the Jackson Memorial Stadium to watch the Egg Bowl. I've never been to an Egg Bowl.
Really?
Never been. Never been.
Well,
Isn't that something?
for the last 30 years, around this time, you're kind of busy.
Yeah, since the Egg Bowl's always right around the Iron Bowl, it's
Yeah.
not on my calendar.
No.
I can't make it. I was texting with Brett Norsworthy this morning, bright and early. So sure he's got his game day seersucker on.
No.
Sure he's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
Yeah. Should be a special day. So we've got games all over the place, and Molly's going to keep us updated throughout the morning on the scoreboard. It's going to get started at 11. Her attention's going to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, as the Iowa Hawkeyes. They are a 6.5-point favorite.
They are.
They're in Lincoln. Yeah. I know Dylan Raiola's hurt, but the big story this week is that Dylan Raiola's maybe looking elsewhere.
He's
for
looking at
next year.
Texas Tech. It's where Patrick Mahomes went. So,
So he's looking to get out of Lincoln.
Mm.
His brother had decommitted. He had committed in Nebraska, right?
Yes, and he decommitted last week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So what's the general
Uh-oh.
feeling in Lincoln? Everybody ticked off? Are they like Ole
Not
Miss
great.
fans? Like, go ahead, go.
It's a little bit of both. A lot of it's kind of go ahead.
Can't believe
Thank you, but we'll be okay.
doesn't want to come back for another year under Dana Holgerson's tutelage.
I know.
It's very odd.
Mm.
Dana is a great tutor. And some other things.
Yeah. You want to call it great? Sure.
On the three-man front Twitter poll question, it was pretty easy what we asked you today. It's very simple. Who wins the Iron Bowl? And as of right now, about 63% say Alabama is going to win the Iron Bowl. We didn't say point spread. We just said, hey, who's going to win?
Mhm.
63% say Alabama. So
A little lower than it would have been maybe a couple of weeks ago. I just wonder how many of the people that are voting that they won't win are fans like Conrad, and they're hedging their bet psychologically and emotionally.
They're like fading Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet some of that's going on.
Kind of like Conrad wearing an Auburn jersey and painting his face orange and blue because he's fading Alabama.
I'm very impressed with how symmetrical the paint is. It is a perfect divide there,
Thank
right on
you.
the ridge of his nose. Yep. Looks good.
Years of stage makeup taught me well.
Molly did a good job.
He did ingest some of the glitter earlier.
Well, it's edible, though. He'll
It
be
is
fine.
all
Well,
over the floor.
Through his nose. I'm worried about his sinuses.
It's very itchy.
Well, I had to buy a very certain glitter because I was worried about his peanut allergy.
Mm. I didn't know that they do makeup
there-
with peanut.
is that about to say,
peanuts?
is there
I think
peanut
some of them
glitter?
do. Yeah.
He said no adverse effects. He sees spiders from time to time.
Ah, he'll be fine. He'll
it's
go
good.
away.
It's fine.
He looks so good.
And by the way, I used one
I'm
of
glad
his.
everyone else is
I-
enjoying this a lot.
Everybody was sending in their yesterday morning their happy Thanksgivings, different text threads with family or friends or whatever, and people were sending in, and you would get the memes, whatever. I just sent a 21-second video, Conrad in the pilgrim suit doing the dance. No context.
I love that.
Everybody loved it.
I'm glad I could make everyone's Thanksgiving a little more special.
Oh, and you did.
That's what it's all about.
You did.
Well, you don't want to get caught in the cold, so schedule your system checkup now from a Train comfort specialist. Train has been recognized for 11 consecutive years as America's most trusted HVAC brand and our exclusive home comfort partners here at Jock. So go and visit Train.com to find a comfort specialist near you.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Coach Wimp Sanderson will join the program, get his thoughts on the Iron Bowl, and a blue plate, Mike Rodak from Bama 247. Next hour, bet it or forget it as well. We are live here on this Black Friday on Jocks.
#1019 here on this Football Friday. We got games that are kicking, including the Egg Bowl coming up in Starkville, Lane Kiffin. The announcement expected maybe after the game today. Will it be in the wake of a win or the wake of a loss? If it's a wake of a loss and Ole Miss gets beat today in Starkville, get ready because it's going to get really, really fun, Pat Smith.
Oh, you mean it's not going to be fun anyway?
To steal a line from Lane Kiffin, get your popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yes, sir.
We've already had a jersey stolen this morning at 3 a.m., according to Lane Kiffin. Trinidad Chambliss' jersey. So
I want to see the video.
Yeah, I saw some people on social media said, "Well, release the video."
Some drunk frat guy stumbling into the locker room. What number is he again? How about our friends at the Finnick? That is the place to, whether it's watching the Egg Bowl today, doors are going to be opening up today, or how about all weekend long, whether it's the Iron Bowl, settle in. If you're an Alabama fan, an Auburn fan, you can ask the bartenders about the great Iron Bowl drink specials that they have, the NFL Sunday Ticket, Red Zone, all the way through Monday Night Football. It's a great place to go and enjoy sports and also acoustic music. But on the weekend, they dedicate it all to college football. They'll turn up the sound of the games with that state-of-the-art sound and those wall-to-wall video screens that they have there at the Finnick. Also, they have pool tables if you're into that too, or maybe do it during halftime. Check them out, the Finnick, 1630 2nd Avenue South, FinnickBham.com for more information.
You know, another interesting sidebar to this Iron Bowl between Alabama and Auburn, as you start looking at player retention and you start looking to next year, is how Ty Simpson finishes things up. What if Ty Simpson does not have a very good Iron Bowl? Then the question is, where does he fall in the likes of the NFL scouts? Does that mean that he gets an invite to the combine? Does his stock fall to the point to where it's problematic and then he wants to come back to Tuscaloosa? Then all of a sudden, what happens to Keelan Russell?
I would just say in the last couple of days, I've been curious about that as well. All the mock drafts I've looked at, he is still a top 10 pick.
Okay.
So doesn't mean that can't change, but he is still clearly viewed as a first-round draft pick if he were to leave.
He's definitely helped his stock more this year in my eyes than he's hurt it.
He has, but you cannot deny the fact that he has kind of turned into a turnover machine.
Yes.
I mean you can't deny that. I'm not saying that towards you. I'm just
No,
saying that
and
in
you're
this
right.
situation.
But you're right.
You fumble the ball a couple times to Auburn, or you throw a pick six, or you do something like that. And I mean, again, you saw what happened at against Oklahoma. He turned the ball over. Alabama lost. You lose to Auburn tomorrow night by turning the ball over as the quarterback. That's going to be a problem for him. And then the question is, if his stock grade is not as good as it once was earlier this season, then are you going to block Keelan Russell? Because I got a feeling Keelan Russell would leave.
Yeah, and what's that dividing line for Ty Simpson when he decides whether he wants to come back and do it another year or not? But I think that he would have to really, really be bad to change.
Mm.
I'm not saying he's not going to be a first-round pick.
No.
But again, he is trending in the wrong direction.
Yes.
Yeah, but I still think, again, he's played 11 games in his career. There's going to be a lot of people that look at that and go, oh, we can work with this guy. We can develop that guy into something. He doesn't have 3 years of, okay, I don't know if those like Carson Beck, for example, right? We know he's a turnover machine because we've seen it for 3 years in a row. With Ty, you could probably lean a little bit more into he's young. We can develop him. He's limited. I mean, I'm sorry. I just go back to Ryan Tannehill got drafted in the first round after 1 year as a quarterback, and he was average. And I know that was a long time ago, but still, I feel like Ty he'll get a little bit of leniency.
Ball security would be a ding, but you look at accuracy, just how he opts cerebrally and knowing the game as a quarterback, and most of the time making really good decisions. Size is not a problem. There's a lot to like in the pros' eyes. But Pat's right. It's been a bad trend. And some of those turnovers, they haven't come back to bite him. Missouri game. Think about that, what that could have meant.
Yeah, I mean, it's only really come back to bite you one time, and that was the Oklahoma game. But, I mean, 7 straight games with the turnover is not – I mean, that's the problem you had last year at the quarterback position. That was supposed to be one of the reasons Ty Simpson played this year is because he kept,
Were they
took
all
care of the
turnovers, or were some of them takeaways?
Touche.
So if he would come back, would you want Ty to come back or Keelan Russell?
Ty.
Oh,
Interesting. Did not anticipate that answer.
Seen versus unseen?
Yeah, he'd come back. He'd be the best quarterback in college, or preseason. He would be viewed as the best quarterback in college football, probably. So yeah, I would much rather stick with that than. And I think Keelan Russell would be great, but you're telling me I can either have the best quarterback in college football or somebody that might one day be the best quarterback in college football. I'm going to go with the.
And then Russell ends up at LSU with Lane Kiffin.
Well, good for him. I hope he has a great time. Maybe it'll.
Could you see Lane Kiffin working with him?
That call's already been made, Pat.
It probably has.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he has a better year than Caleb Odom's had at Ole Miss.
Well,
this
let's
year.
not fool ourselves. And that's not a pointing the finger at you, Lane. That's all of college football.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, South Carolina was recruiting Keelan Russell after the South Carolina-Alabama game.
Sure.
I don't think he's going to South Carolina.
No, I don't think so. But the whole point of the conversation is that there's multiple people that they've already had these conversations. They know where they are, and if Alabama was smart, which I think they are, I'm sure they've already had a conversation about, okay, this is your pay scale for next year.
Maybe Shane and Dabo get together when they play and they decide that next year let's just put together and combine the two rosters and come up with a pseudo all-star team to put that out there on the field. Now, Shane Beamer's going to need a lot of help. He got the 1 year, but it is not going well. Dabo could say the same thing.
Yeah, hasn't been.
Tough year for the state. College football.
Mm-hmm.
How's Wofford doing? What about
Great
Furman?
question.
Where's Furman? Where's Damien? He could tell us where they are.
Hey, Clemson could get to 7-5. That's a good year, right?
Yeah. We're just over 30 minutes away from the first games of the day that will be kicking off. We'll be monitoring very closely the Egg Bowl, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. What is Lane Kiffin going to do? The coach, Wimp Sanderson, we know what he's going to do. He's going to stir it up, be controversial, and give you a blue plate special winner for this college football weekend. Maybe two. Who knows? Three-man front continues on this Friday on Jocks.
Coach Wimp Sanderson is going to join the program momentarily. You know, Coach has been solid with us, Landrum, for the last few weeks. He says that, Lane Kiffin was not going to go anywhere. And I just read a story. The Florida media is reporting that Lane Kiffin is no longer a candidate for the open position of the Florida Gators. I know that shocks everybody in our listening audience. It's interesting because it says in recent days, sources say Kiffin's erratic communication and behavior has led Florida to think he may be more interested in other options. His erratic behavior. Imagine that. Florida, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
And now with Clark Lee off the board, Eli Drinkwitz off the board, I had no idea where Florida's going to go now. I guess they're going to wait till after the Georgia Tech game and have a conversation again with Brent Key.
Meanwhile, John Gruden just sitting there.
Yeah, sitting there in Tampa.
Hey.
And Alex Golish apparently is maybe having cold feet for Arkansas. Who knows? He might be the next University of Florida head coach.
And maybe Strickland never saw himself going down the Golish road, but now he knows he's going to get hired by somebody else in the SEC. You got to turn to that fan base. You still got to live there. You got to work there until that whatever agreement he has in place when that announcement or the retirement date. That's tough. We've seen stranger things happen.
Very much so. So we'll see what happens after the Egg Bowl today. Brought to you each and every week by Crane Works. It's our opportunity to catch up with the Hall of Fame basketball coach at Alabama, Wimp Sanderson.
Lift it, load it, grade it, grind it, move it, haul it, rig it, dig it, Crane Works, Rental Works, yeah, the big dog's got it.
Wimp Sanderson on Three Man Front is brought to you by Crane Works. Lift it, buy it, rent it. The big dog's got it. And now, Wimp Sanderson.
Coach, did you have a happy Thanksgiving?
I did, and 4 weeks ago, I told you two goobers
Yes.
that Ole Miss was going to keep Lane Kiffin, and
Yes.
he's not going to leave.
That's what you told us.
And I want all kind of credit. Pat seems to give me credit. Landon doesn't.
No, Landrum doesn't at all.
No, because you make up lies.
No.
You make
No,
up
he
lies.
doesn't.
Yes,
He tells the
did.
truth.
Yes,
What
he
are you talking
did.
about?
He made up a lie.
Pat gives me some credit.
Yes.
He does.
You did my show. You about like you were. When you
Y'all
did my
are
show.
thick as thieves.
So anyway.
Thick as
So
thieves.
anyway, you can criticize me if I'm wrong, and you can nail me good because I nailed it 4 weeks ago that he was going to stay at Ole Miss. He was looking around to get more money to Ole Miss, and he was satisfied with his. I think his son's playing quarterback on the high school team there, isn't he?
He is. Matter of fact, Coach, he's as soon as the game's over with today, he is on his way to Tupelo because Tupelo High School is taking on Oxford High School in the next round of the playoffs, and Kiffin's son's quarterbacking tonight.
Let me go a little slow, folks. If your son's a quarterback and you're playing and you're going to the playoffs, and you're going to move to Baton Rouge or Gainesville and try to make a team that's got all kind of high schools and all kind of coaches, you ain't y'all came in on a turtle truck. He ain't leaving. That boy ain't ain't gonna leave that quarterback situation. Think about that. I know the daughters had something to do with it. They didn't want to go to Auburn at one point in time when he could have gone there. Well, he ain't good. And that young man's a quarterback and playing like Pat just said. he ain't going to cotton picking staff, win, lose, or draw.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this then. Let me put the AD hat on, Coach Wimp Sanderson. What do you do if you're LSU? Because some of these guys,
you're a mess.
Yeah, because they had put all their eggs in the Lane Kiffin basket, and if he says no thanks, then what do they do?
Yeah. Well, if you took the ADs, there are 3 or 4 of them that are looking for coaches, and you said you could hire any coach that you want to hire, guess what? They wouldn't know who to hire. It's that limited now, and that people that don't want to leave, some people that they wouldn't know who to hire. They all go in every different direction. They don't know who to hire. Here's the ruling at LSU. The athletic committee has said, we're going to pay you your $54, $57 million, which means that's for life. every job with your lawyers, every job that you have to interview for jobs, every interview is given to us as to why you did not get the job. What was the reasoning on you not being able to get another job? Because when you get another job, then this money's cut off. So what did I do? If I'm him, I interview for jobs I know I can't get. That's what I do. I interview for jobs to make them happy that I know I can't get, so I can get my $57 million. That's what the Booger Bear's going to do. I think that's pretty smart. But they have to put in report how much, what he's interviewing, who he's interviewing for, and why he didn't get it. That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
It is. What?
And the other factor too, y'all. Winning and losing is big in hiring somebody. Personality is too. I said this on the show before. 34-14. If he's 34-14 with Lane Kiffin's personality, he stayed. But the personality didn't fit. Tone, nothing fit off the field, and he's 88. He's 88 now at the gate. Now they're in a mess. One of you asked that. I don't know what the crap they're going to do to get somebody.
What?
Ain't nobody. It ain't. If now Herb Street, they tell me announced last night that he was going to LSU. So Wimp Sanderson could be dead wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with what I said. I think he's going to LSU. I mean, to stay at Ole Miss, and for all the reasons of family stuff, and got a big raise.
Well, can you imagine though, after all of this and the circus that's played out in the media with Lane Kiffin, if he goes to Starkville today and they lose?
Yeah.
And then coming back and announcing that you're coming back to Oxford?
Yeah. We don't want you.
Yeah.
We don't want you.
Yeah, they're standing in your driveway when you get home, Coach.
Okay. Here's the answer. I took my family and I traveled through. We flew in over LSU. I certainly wanted my family to see everything at Baton Rouge. And we went down to Gainesville. We looked around down there. The family checked out things. My wife had graduated at Gainesville. We wanted to see if it was the same, because the question is, why did you go through this? So he has to have if I'm right, if I'm correct, if I'm being wrong, y'all gonna bust me. If I'm right, then that's the question. That's the first question. Why would you do this? Well, I wanted my families to see, and they all flew us in that kind of bullcrap, because he knows what to say and how to say it at the right time. But he's going to give you a legitimate excuse as to why he ended up staying at Ole Miss. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I'm busted. So,
so let me ask you this: let's play the game that he doesn't know what he wants to do, and he's got until tomorrow. Does he address anything after the game, Coach, in your opinion? I mean, at all, because the media is going to be all over him, like wanting to know, okay, what are you going to do,
right.
Coach?
That's what I said. That's right. I've had this stupid idea. I don't know that I'm right about that. I'm sure I'm not. That while they're in talking to their team today, getting ready to go, he says to them, "I'm your coach today and tomorrow,
right,
forever." If they like him, and I probably do, they tear the dressing room down to get out there. He's getting them ready to play against a Mississippi State team who's playing at home. Nobody thinks they're any good. They score a bunch of points. They're excited to play. If it's a I don't know deal, will Ole Miss play? And I'm one of these big guys that think y'all to play hard. Will Ole Miss be there ready to play? If they go out thinking that he's not going to, there's a stir there that is my team really going to play hard? Because I would worry about it. Some of them saying, why does he keep doing this? Why don't he just tell us what he's going to do so we can go out there and play? I think in the dressing room today, he tells them he's going to stay. And they knock the door down to get out there. That's the reason that's not my blue plate. Because I don't know the answer to that. I may be dead wrong about that. This is radio, and radio is stuff where you either argue or you make a prediction. Everybody everybody jumps on your predictions and calls you crazy. And so that's what you'll do to me if I miss, because I've been so adamant that he's going to stay at Ole Miss. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. You know, you have 10 players on your team that you trust, not trust, but that you feel like leads your team in football, where it kind of leads the team. The seniors, the good players, whatever. You know, there's a opportunity to tell those 10 kids to let them tell the team, and that way you don't tell them. There's all kind of ways to do this crap. I just think, and you guys are correct. If he gets beat, and I mean, that's a mess. He needs to win the cotton picking game. I think it's 7.5-point spread. I think.
Correct.
And it's not I'm not talking about gambling. If he wins the game by 1 point, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's that's kind of deal. So I don't know, guys. I told you all I know. So we'll see what
Are you hearing anything new on the Auburn situation? Because obviously John Sumrall's been the guy that we've been talking about nonstop.
Well, my friends there, my buddies there, have been kind of under the weather and told me anything. I think it's going to be DJ Durkin. That's what I think.
Okay.
If they win the game. If they win the game. I can tell you this, that DJ Durkin's past with the problems that occurred. The daddy of the person, the father of the person who lost his life is in DJ Durkin's corner. According to reports that I got on my radio show, is that strength coach, I don't even know who that it was, that the DJ and the dad are there's no divide there. There's no problem there. That it all came down as best it could come down when you lose somebody. And so you see, I'm talking soft because I believe I'm not, and that's the truth. Because I've had people on my show who know who were there when it happened, and I know the past record of him is not any good. I think the one thing that's happened there is to play the wrong quarterback. That the quarterback that's fixing to play against Alabama is a booger bear. It's not much better than people think. And I think it'll be a tough game for Alabama down there. Alabama always has a hard time down there, and they have a hard time in Tuscaloosa. It's like basketball, same thing. You have a hard time. But I think it all comes down for Auburn. The evaluation of recruiting players was wrong. The evaluation in the offensive line was a mistake, and so I would say, and again, this is just me. You know, I'm an ex-basketball coach, whatever. I would say, even though that he is not calling the plays, that if they beat Alabama, he gets the job. That's what I think.
Okay.
I would say that's the reason that the athletic director did not say who he was going to hire. That's the reason if they get beat, if Alabama beats them 28-0, that might not be the best hire. But if Auburn wins 21-15 and a knockdown drag out, you're saying, whoo, 3-0 and we beat Auburn? Huh. Come on with the program. You don't have to call the plays as long as you've got somebody that you're comfortable calling. But the offense has run good for Auburn. Did the defensive coordinator do anything with it? No. Did he say he didn't? He said they kept a one-play caller and he called the game. But does he get credit? Yes. Does he get fair? If it failed, does he get jumped on? Sure. He's jumped on. But guess what? if the offensive guy runs the stuff and they play well and they win, even though he didn't run the offense, guess what? He gets the credit. He gets the credit because he's in charge of everything. And so I think it comes down to the winning or losing of this game at all. Now, hey, that's me. That's me. I'm just a little guest on y'all's show, and you have great guests every day. That's all. That's what I think. I think it's good radio anyway.
Oh, it's great.
It's fantastic.
You know what else is great? Is your Blue Plate specials because you've been a winner.
Well, all right, I'll get that and I'll be out here. They're gonna keep from losing. Start off with. They're gonna keep from losing. They're going to be on the cusp of getting into the playoffs. They're going to be at home. They're going to have a quarterback that's good. I'm taking Oklahoma to beat LSU.
Very nice. I like it.
I don't know if it's nice or not. Of course, my son wants me to always lose everything. I had it at 10.5. He says it's 11.5. But I don't know if it's whatever it is. You can get it if you can buy it at 10.5. Buy it at 10.5. If you buy it at 11.5. Hey, guess what? If you don't like it, go the other way.
That's right. Fade coach.
Yeah.
That's right.
But y'all think? What do you think? 10, what do you got? 10
I like it.
Or more? 11.
I got 10.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all always on my side. Barry's always gets me. He don't want me to win because I think I'm smart. Some people, some kids are all upset because their dads have dementia or something. Mine are pissed off because I'm smart. I'm just kidding. Okay.
That's great.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Hey, well, hold on.
Nice.
That's right. Hold on.
Morning,
Hey, you don't want to get a call from David Upton, okay? Let's take care of David.
Upton is the main man.
That's right.
Craneworks, get on craneworks.com, and they'll build it or tear it down. Don't make no difference. They'll build it up, tear it down, and they'll bring an operator with them when they try to build it up and rank. And Rental Works is the same way. If you want to rent a machine, whatever, how about this? They'll bring their operator with them and show you how to run it, and you'll run it and save some coins there if you want to. Waste Works, same way. If you got a bunch of crap around the house and you got to get rid of it, they'll bring a truck there, load that booger bear down, and be gone with all that mess that you messed up. And the neighbors will like you better.
Oh yeah.
So, craneworks.com is the place to look. You guys have a great show. I told you a bunch of gunk. Next time I'm on you, I may just get burned something awful. Y'all may nail me about what I said.
Well, Landrum would. I would have respect one way or another.
No, yeah, that's right. Landrum's going. Yeah, he can't wait. He can't wait for me to make a mistake. Later, guys.
All right,
Later,
thanks,
Coach.
Coach. Appreciate it very much.
Coach joining us, courtesy of Craneworks, and also on the Higginbotham hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham's your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services. Roughly 18-plus minutes away from kickoff in Starkville. It's the Egg Bowl. Mississippi State and Ole Miss continue to follow that storyline. Who is Auburn going to hire? That decision, well, according to some, will be made this weekend, and the Iron Bowl. Your text welcome as well here on this Football Friday as we continue on Jocks. Mm-hmm.
We're just minutes away in Starkville, Mississippi. It's senior day for Mississippi State. It's also the Egg Bowl. And it also could potentially be the final game of Lane Kiffin on the sidelines for the Ole Miss Rebels. We'll see what happens after the game. Moments ago on the SEC Network with Marty Smith, Lane Kiffin had an opportunity to catch up with Marty. He talks about the jerseys being stolen out of the Ole Miss locker room. It happened twice. They broke in twice. Take a listen.
This will be a great game today. It's a very passionate rivalry. I mean, shoot, at 10 o'clock last night, luckily, our great Ken Crane, our equipment manager, put cameras, secret cameras in the locker room so we could watch Mississippi State break into our locker room and start stealing things. We reported to Mississippi State. They said, we'll put security. And how about this? At 3 o'clock in the morning, they break in again and take Trinidad's jersey. So I guess you expect nothing less from these people.
Did I hear them chanting LSU in the background?
Yeah, just from that, I can tell he's gone. He's gone. Sorry, Coach, he's gone.
Are you saying that tongue in cheek, or do you mean that?
No, I'm just sensing his delivery there. I'm a profiler, Pat.
I love the Mississippi State fans chanting LSU.
I know.
That's just
And I liked Coach Wimp's idea of because it would be a great story of, rallying the troops before the game and then breaking the news. Hey, I'm going to be your coach. I'm sticking around and firing them up right before the game. I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens from Lane Kiffin. It would be a great story. But
so then what happens if he doesn't say anything at all? If he doesn't say anything at all to his team?
Or just doesn't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Does somebody advise him, you know what? What if you don't announce anything?
All right, guys. So
they're going to forcibly remove you?
Pete's going to give the pregame speech today, guys. I'm Coach Golden, you've got the floor.
Yeah.
But it is my understanding that he will the team stayed in where did Brett say? Columbus? They stay in Columbus? Or they actually stay in Starkville? Usually they would stay in Tupelo.
Columbus?
But I think it might be Columbus. Anyway, his son is quarterbacking Oxford High School tonight in the next round of the Mississippi State playoffs, and they're going up against the Tupelo Golden Hurricane, who Molly and I saw.
Oh yeah,
that's where we played our spring game against.
What do they
Tupelo.
play, Oxford or Tupelo?
I think they're playing in Tupelo.
They have the Smurf turf.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that game will be in Tupelo. So he will be in Starkville during the day, and then he will be at his son's football game tonight in Tupelo.
How far of a drive is that?
Starkville to Tupelo, probably an hour and 15, hour and a half.
Okay.
Something like that. Not far.
I didn't know if LSU was going to send a jet to.
Would that be something?
Let him fly from there to Tupelo. It'd be interesting at least. We got your text. Mike Rodak. We're going to talk Iron Bowl with Mike. We'll get his prediction for the game. Much more to come here on this Iron Bowl edition, Black Friday edition of Three Man Front.